G'day and welcome to Awesome Animals TV. Thanks for joining us again. Today we're doing a bit of fishing for one of the peskiest fish that lives in Australia. Now they've got quite a bad reputation. They muck up the environment. A lot of people think that you can't eat them, but actually you can. So today we're going to show you how you can do that. I'm using our secret bait today, which is actually corn kernels. Now a lot of you already know just by the bait what I'm actually fishing for, and you're correct, it is the European carp. Now they've devastated our waterways in Australia right through the Murrumbidgee River and the Murray River, and they wreak havoc. They take over other fish's habitat. So we're going to show you today a way how you can utilize this pesky fish, and hopefully some people will catch them and cook them and eat them and keep them out of the environment. So we just got a basic setup there with the running sinker down to the swivel and the hook there and your corn. They're fairly easy to catch. We've got our U-Butte rod holder here, so we'll stick that into the ground, cast him out. What I like to do is just set the drag, wait for the fish to take it. Instead of mucking around with bites, they're bottom feeders, so they're sucking off the bottom, and if it's half decent, it'll just grab it and run with it from there. So that's our setup, pretty easy. He just took the drag before, just started peeling out. So they're not a bad fighting fish actually. They're a bit of a sturdy fish. They're pretty, bit like a torpedo in the water, quite chunky. And I've caught these things over 10 kilos, so they can really give you a run for your money. Well, what we'll do is we'll wind this guy in and we'll give you a bit of a look at him. There we go, that's the first one. Look at that big lip. You can see his mouth face downwards, so they do a lot of sucking off the bottom. Now, this fish is actually originally from Southeast Asia. It is the same as the koi fish in Japan. So a lot of people actually have carp tattoos or koi tattoos, and originated from Asia and then made its way over to Europe. So when Europeans arrived, they introduced this fish about 100 years ago into Australia, and it's wreaked havoc right through pretty much the whole bottom half of the southern parts of Australia. Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia, the bottom parts. And yeah, it's no good for the environment. They have thousands and thousands of eggs as well, the females. And introduced species from Europe along with cats and rabbits, they thought was a good idea to make it feel a little bit more like home. So unfortunately, now we didn't learn our lesson from that either, because about 100 years after that, then they went and introduced the cane toads. So got to make you wonder. Anyway, this is our carp. Now a lot of people think that you can't eat them. You can eat them. I've seen tons of videos, and you can just fillet them, chop them up, put them in the fry pan. They are known to have a fair few bones in them, but we're going to make nummus out of them, or pickled fish where the bones will go soft. Alrighty, so we've got our carp here. The quickest way to dispatch them is to either give them a brain spike, or if you want to bleed them, you probably want to bleed these fish a bit. So quick way to do it is cut through the gills into the neck. And then what I do is I snap his neck. Now it's not nice, but it dispatches him quickly, and that's what we'd want to do, because as soon as you pull the fish out of the water, it's suffocating, so you want to put them out of their misery. Anyone who thinks that a fish doesn't feel pain is a moron. So what we're going to do, we've got this lovely bit of grass down here. I'll show you how to fillet him. Now, you don't have to, but I like to scale my fish. I use the back of the knife and I just run it up like that. And you can see they're quite big scales, they fly off quite easily. Give them a bit of a wash. Now I like to come around here, behind the gills, behind the first fin there, and then I like to run my knife down the spine here like so. Close to the spine, and then stick it through up the tail like that. Now, the reason that a lot of people don't eat them is because they have quite a few bones. But people have been eating carp for thousands of years, right through Southeast Asia and also through Europe as well. So anyone says that you can't eat carp, don't know what they're talking about, and they've probably never tried one. So they wouldn't know. A lot of people say, oh, you can't eat this and you can't eat that, and they're just talking shit because they don't know what they're talking about. However, when it comes to bones wise, this fish does have quite a few bones. Now it's got the usual rib bones that come through here, which we'll have a look at in a minute. I'm just going to fillet him up like that. You can see the usual rib bones here. But what they have is they have an extra bone system that runs through here. And those bones actually Y out like a wishbone. So it makes them very hard to fillet a carp and make it boneless. So a lot of people that do eat them, what they do is they just get the fish like this, they'll cut that into chunks, and then they'll just fry it in the pan, add a curry, make a curry fish basically. So this is quite just a medium-sized female, I guess. We can see here that she's got the roe. That's the roe there, so that's basically thousands of eggs this fish would have produced, thousands more baby carp, which end up in our riverways, which is no good. It's not the fish's fault it's here, but if you're going to eat something, you might as well make it a feral species. You're doing the environment a favour. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that back over. I'm going to put a bit of water here. I'm going to flip him over this way. I'm not going to bother about scaling this side, as I showed you how to do that with the other side. I'm just going to flick a few of the scales off, because what we'll do is we'll just skin him. So I'll cut down here, once again around to here, run him down the back here, along the spine, like so. So we'll fillet him exactly the same as the other side, but what we're doing is we're actually butterflying this fish. So now, cutting through here, the carcass should just come away, leaving the fins and the stomach contents with the fish. Pop in there, we'll feed the pelicans shortly, I think. They come around. Give the fillets a bit of a wash. We'll wash them in fresh water later. That gives you a bit of an idea of what the flesh looks like. We've got the skin on there. It's quite a thick skin. You can see it's a nice pink flesh, and you can come down and catch a fish like this in about 10-15 minutes. depending on where you are, and get a decent feed. So I'll just cut back a little bit on an angle, then I'll put my knife in, and now I'll put my knife here, let the blade do the work, and I'll just wiggle the skin. Let the knife do the work. I'll skin him off like that. Alrighty, so here's some fillet that I prepared a few days ago, and it's come out of the brine, and it's now what they call nummus or pickled fish. If you've ever tried roll mops from Woolies or Coles, which is a pickled herring, it's very similar. So as we were saying before, the problem with the carp is there's a lot of bones in them. So that vinegar and lemon makes the bones go soft and you can actually eat it. The brown colours, that little bit of soy sauce that I've put in there as well, you can make it a quite white colour, but it's very soft. And there's nothing wrong with that, that's for sure. It is very soft. So what you want to do when you make your brine is you have your vinegar and then you add your lemon and your raw sugar to balance it out, so it's not really overpowering vinegar flavour. You can make it a little bit more lemony, and once again a little bit more sweeter if you add a little bit more raw sugar. Salt, soy sauce, bit of chili pepper if you like spicy as well. There's a bunch of different ways you can make that brine, but basically your vinegar, your lemon, your salt and your raw sugar are your main 4 ingredients. And you'll put about 70-80% vinegar, and then you'll also add in your lemon juice, maybe 10%, and your salt and your sugar, and you'll have some lovely carp nummus. Now just make sure that you don't tell your mates it's carp before you feed it to them. Tell them afterwards, otherwise they probably won't want to try it. Lots of people out there say, oh, you can't eat carp and it's terrible. Ask them if they've actually tried before. 9 times out of 10 they'll say no. Okay, so we've got some nice select pieces here that I've tried not to eat as sashimi. Now, doesn't matter if there's bones in there, because what we're going to do now is make our brine. So what we want is a good Tupperware container, and first we're going to start by putting vinegar, white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, brown vinegar, whatever vinegar you want, enough to cover the fish at least. Now I want to put some lemon juice in there as well, probably about 20 or 30% lemon juice so it's not too vinegary. We also want to add some raw sugar, 2 tablespoons of raw sugar in there. That will obviously dissolve. We also want to add some salt, just plain table salt. Probably use Himalaya rock salt if you wanted to, that'd be better, but we're just using the cheap Charlie salt today. So we want about a tablespoon of that salt, pump that in there. Also we want a bit of this Lee Kum Kee or Kikkoman soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons of that in there. And then if you like me, you can add a bit of chili as well. Now I really like this stuff, this Hoyt's chili powder. It's a bit, there's a cayenne pepper and then there's a bird's eye one as well. A little bit of that in there, spice it up a bit. Now that would make it a little bit more of a brown colour, the flesh of the fish after a time. So if you want your fish to remain mainly a light white colour, don't add the soy sauce, maybe use white sugar, and probably don't add brown vinegar. So basically we've got our fish there and we just lay them in the brine. Now believe it or not, that'll start cooking straight away. The vinegar and the lemon cooks the fish, sears it, tenderises it as well, and it also tenderises those bones. So you can actually, well, we've seen that you can eat it straight off the fish, so that means you can eat it any time you want pretty much, as long as it's kept at a temperature where it can't turn. That started cooking in there. It'll change colour as well. It'll go white. You'll see it turn white. You can eat that a few hours later if you like, the next day, 2 days later, 3 days later. If it's in a good sealed container, it'll last in your fridge for months. So, but just as it is there like that, can see it's already changing colour. It's not so see-through. That'll be very vinegary, but if you like salt and vinegar chips, it's all good. And the texture of the fish has already changed from what it was when it was raw. Pretty good. Pop our lid on there. Give it a bit of shake up. And then that goes in the fridge. Alrighty, there we go. That's how we make fish nummus, or carp mops I like to call them. Thanks for joining us here, guys, on Awesome Animals TV. Please share this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure you share this video to mates who reckon you can't eat carp. Stay wild, and I'll catch you next time.